Hello and welcome to a new player's guide for Shadowhand. This is the RPG / solitaire game from Grey Alien Games. I've been playing it on and off since it was released and I'm really enjoying it. But there's definitely a first look misconception that this is a casual game. And despite the solitaire foundation, this is anything but. And the difficulty of this game definitely spikes as you get further in, especially if you don't figure out what you're supposed to be doing and how to properly build your deck and your items out. So for this video, I'm going to provide some new players tips for someone brand new trying to learn Shadowhand, or if you're trying out hard mode for the first time and need help. So we're going to split this into 3 parts. So first up, let's talk about equipment and how your stats work. Welcome to the inventory screen. Don't be overwhelmed by the number of gear you see on the right hand side. Shadowhand paces out what gear you have access to via loot unlocks, as well as the shop at the bottom of the screen over the course of playing. At this point in time, I'm on chapter 16, which is past the halfway point, and why it looks like I have a small armory of goods over here. But this is a very important screen, because this is what's going to determine what strategies you have access to, both during the solitaire playing phase, as well as the fights. So we're going to go down the line here. First off, we have weapons. Weapons themselves, if we move over here, are broken down into what type of weapon they are. These are tools that I'm holding right now, but we also have guns, swords, and even daggers as well. Some weapons have a little mark, if you see to the right of melee weapon, that represents if the weapon is either a land or sea. That's C, and I should have a land around here. Where are you, land? I know I have something like that. Or maybe I even buy it. There's a whole lot to get in this game. Huh. I could have sworn we had a land weapon. But either way, this determines special synergies with gear, or with your outfit, which we'll talk about in a minute. But your weapons are obviously going to be a major part of how combat plays out. Some weapons just have a raw attack, as in, this weapon just does 9 damage. Oh, there, that's perfect, that's the land mark there. Charge determines how many cards you need to make a match with during the play in order to be able to use that weapon again, and then damage is self-explanatory. Typically, you want weapons that synergize with your outfits, as well as provide special benefits, such as this reduces the enemy's defense, this one causes bleed, we have stuns, counterattacks, and a lot more. But you're going to have to mix things up on the fly, or before each duel, and the game lets you do this before the start of any hand. And it's very important, especially on the higher levels, to do just that. Now, if you thought there's a lot of stuff over here, just wait till you see my outfits. As you can see, it's a veritable paper doll's worth of gear. Gear, of course, as you can see, is broken down based on where it can be equipped. And you'll notice that some of these have no text to them, which means they don't do anything. Others will improve your abilities or your character stats. Others may provide special benefits, provide defensive options, or even boost your weapons, such as this belt I have that boosts club, tools, and glove damage. And that's why these numbers are green, because it represents them being boosted. But your outfits determine a lot about your resistances, and that is very important if you're trying to tailor yourself towards a specific fight. So let me see, do I have any more pants? Again, it may be a little bit hard to see. It looks like the only ones I have access to are the black breeches, but they don't really do much compared to those. Some clothing provides a kind of a set bonus if you wear it with something else, such as the Spanish stays and the Spanish sleeves. But like, let's say if I want to wear another mask, it can boost our attributes, wear a beard, apparently, as well. And more gear like this becomes unlocked. Now, your overall defense, that's this number right here, is done by the sum total of all that you're wearing, as well as any bonuses, as you can see right here. And what defense does is provides pretty much a black and white reduction to an enemy's attack. If I have 9 defense and the enemy attacks me for 10 points of damage, I only take 1 point. It's pretty simple like that. This is my health, and stealth determines the chance of whoever goes first. And it's important, but I don't find it to be too overwhelmingly vital. Now we come over here. Gear are the consumables, and in Shadowhand they are very, and I do mean very powerful. Some will boost the chance of your weapons proccing, others will provide healing, some may provide special buffs for X amount of turns, or even over the course of an entire match. And while they are limited, as you can see there, they're fairly inexpensive to spend more money. So we'll buy that. Others may actually just cause direct damage as well, which can also be very important in a game like this. But while Shadowhand certainly gives you a lot of gear, it is very tempting to hoard it. And you really don't want to do it for the chapter bosses, who are going to be notoriously difficult. One other thing that's very important that I want to bring up here. The percent increase, as you can see here, increased chance to cause bleeding by 100%. This increases chance to pierce by 100%. Those percentages only work if the weapon has a base chance to begin with. So, right here, this has a 20% chance to stun, but it does not have any pierce. What that means is if I try to use the Swordmaster's Tipple here, it will not help me at all. So what I'm going to do, if I actually have the item, here it is buy some beer and put that on. Because this will give me 100% chance, so this 20 becomes 120. This causes bleeding, and some weapons may also have special procs, as the stiletto does as well. But it's very important to tailor your gear towards the battle at hand, and you will not be using this gear for just the solitaire matches. Last but not least, we have your active and passive abilities. These build up charges as you play cards, and they can be used at any time, including these solitaire matches. And this becomes very important when you're trying to go for high combos or completing the quest challenges. More become unlocked over time, as you can see, and they do cost a pretty penny. Passives as well can become very useful, with more over there. And then we have your character attributes. Every time you beat a chapter, you get 2 points that you can apply to these 6 stats. Willpower allows your any weapon or special ability to charge quicker. It's also why I like to get this fully leveled. Insight gives you a greater chance for cards to start face up, so you know what to expect. Guile lets you find more Joker and spare cards, which can be used in lieu of the deck to give you a greater chance of controlling what your combos are. Finesse, draw better stock cards. Prosperity doubles the gold, but again, very low chance. And then Luck removes an extra playable card. But typically I find Willpower to be very useful. And then maybe go down the line. These are special trainings that unlock over the course of the campaign. And down here are our RPG stats. As you can see, I have a 20% chance to resist Pierce, 50 for Alcohol, I can deflect a throwable item by 20, and then here are my chances to stun, bleed, and so on. What's very important about how this works is that Shadowhand at the moment is pure RNG. So you never know if these attacks will proc or not, And having things that can increase your chance can make all the difference. So this can deflect marsh. This gives me more luck. So what I may end up doing is I'm going to place that right here. And that is going to give me a greater chance. Because the thing is that luck is a very low percentage, so 1 point is not going to do all that much. But being able to deflect fumes can be very useful. I also have stuff that protects against stun. I'm protecting against pierce right now. And I even have one that protects against animal attacks right here. And resist poison, and you get the picture. But all this adds up to a lot that you're going to have to keep track of if you're going to try and beat a chapter. And typically, I find it's always great to mix and match or change your gear depending upon what's going on. So, after that very lengthy talk, we're going to move to part 2 of our little guide and talk about some basic plays of these solitaire matches next. Alright, welcome back. To make things even more challenging, I'm going to be playing a chapter that I haven't done yet, and see how much luck holds. Now keep in mind that the chapter goals are fixed depending on what difficulty you're playing as. So for this one I need to collect gold, beat the boss, and collect stars. So, if we look at the inventory or the UI here, here is the number or the amount of gold I've earned, as well as a modifier that grows depending upon how many combos I make. We have the level or the chapter itself, the number of hands we have. These are my powers down here, my bonus cards I have spares of, and of course here's our field. The cards are ordered from 0 to 9. There are no face cards. Again, if we wanted to, we can come over here and change things out, but we should be good. And what's very important is that you can restart your hand at any time if things aren't going well. It only locks it in if you move on to the next. So right now, what I'm going to try and do is I want to go for a 5 times multiplier, because this chapter requires a lot of gold. So let's see what we got here. Typically, the more you reveal, the better when you're on these situations. So 3, 4, 5. And can I mess with anything else right now? We could activate that, but there's not enough cards on the field here to really allow me to build a combo. So we'll move on to the next. Nothing. Another spare. Alright, now we got something. Now there are a lot of 2s, and that's not really good, so I'm going to try and get rid of using my power. There we go. That gives us a little bit more room to play with. And what I'm going to do is use a spare here. And we'll have to just go with that. You can see the number of cards in the deck down here. If we get all the cards cleared out, we get 3 stars. Some of them 2, and very little, we only get 1. And we found a lantern. And a lot of the chapters will introduce these like little gimmicks that let you reveal more cards. Alright, so 0. This may be grounds for a restart, but we'll see what happens. I can already tell you this is not going to be a high value hand. Oh my, this is terrible. Either way, it's not helping us. This is RNG at work, folks. Let's see. Get rid of that. Alright, now we have something. Another Joker. Because I can use this. Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7. I can use my power here to try and get a card that we need. Well, it may actually just be cheaper to use the Joker here. 4, 5, and that could work. So let's see what happens now. Let's see. 6, 5, 6, 7. And if I use a... Let's see what we got here. Good. And then I'm going to use another Joker. No, wait. I don't think we can do this without using up all my specials here. And I don't want to do that just yet. I want to wait till we get a really big hand or a really big field and go for a giant multiplier. 4. And we got it. Not amazing, but we still beat it, and we got about 100 gold. We're gonna need a lot more, though. And perfect. We have a combat. We can go actually right into our next part. We only need to pause. So, before we start combat, we always want to look at what the character's defenses are. So, he's going to defend against club and tools, which is not good because that's what I'm using. But I gain a bonus based on my belt, so I'm kind of negating that. As you can see... Let's see, does it show it? May not show it because of the gear. Now, this person is not resistant to bleeding or poison. But they will... Or actually, they're not resistant to anything. So I can hopefully make use of this. Now, they do have a chance to stun me. And that's not good, but we could equip something to affect that. Now, these have a chance to pierce, and they do a lot of damage as well. But I do have a 20% chance to resist it, so maybe we can stop it from happening. Combo starts, we have my gear. And let's see, they gain a boost to their own damage. So let's see, I'm just wondering if I want to equip anything else here. Will the stiletto help me? I know those high defenses. Duel. So when it comes to these duels, you don't want to reveal a lot of cards. You want the enemy to try and mess up on their own. So there's nothing I can do here. Okay, he's activating his defense now. These cards with the masks over them need to be played twice in order to remove it. Do I have anything else I can use? No. Now he is taking, or he's going to eat a lot of this damage, but maybe we can get the bleed. Oh. Oh, but I resisted the pierce, and that's very important. Can't do anything. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, we didn't resist it that time. Man, we are not getting lucky. Nope. And we may have to restart this one as well. Oh, boy. 1 second. How are we going to do this? As we build up more and more cards, we'll get a damage multiplier as well. Alright, give me a stun. We at least reduce his defense. Good, he's bleeding. Bleeding provides damage over time, and it really adds up. We could try and increase our stun chance. Yes, bleed. Now, normally we were playing the regular Solitaire, I would want to draw this card, but I don't want to give him extra options. Man, come on. I think what I'm going to do is use my spare here. Can we get another bleed? No. Same deal. Don't want him to have a lot. Uh-oh. Oof. At least we're lowering his defense. Now, the reason we get a bonus is because tools charge faster when we draw cards with a tree on them. Good, another bleed. Oh boy, this could hurt. Oh god. It's time for a biggie here. Oh, come on, one another bleed. Uh-oh. I think this could be it. Oh. Oh my god, he's getting lucky. Oh. Damn you, RNG. Nuts. And yeah, sometimes the cards just don't work for you. I'm debating if I want to switch to something that causes poison. We don't have anything new.
Jewel.
Alright, he's boosting his defense again. So a lot of cards for him to possibly draw. Give me a bleed. Oh. That's it. Yeah, we're restarting after that. No, we're not letting him get another super combo. Yeah, we know.
Jewel.
Man, we are just not starting well. Let's see. Is there a 0 I can make use of? So he applied his defense. Good. At least ours worked that time. try and break up some of these combos possibilities. Ooh, jeez. These things are charging. He's resisting extra because of his tool defense, which is why it's being deflected. Oh man, will this wear off? There we go. Now we can attack him for real. We have quite the deficit to make up for. Alright, who's gonna get lucky? I'm gonna say it's gonna be him. Trying to think what I want to hit him with. Yeah, let's just do that. Uh-oh. That's what I was afraid of. Yeah, I don't want to give him too much. No, let's not do that. Oh boy. Oh, come on, game. Give me a bleed. Take that. I see a very powerful combo. Yeah, let's do it. 6. We broke up a good amount of them. One bleed would make all the difference right now. Or stun helps. Because they're stunned for several turns, which kind of gives us free reign for at least a little bit. I want to activate all my powers. Ah, should have done the Screaming Skull. Oh, very nice. We're stun locking him. Give me a bleed game, please. We have a 4. I see something we can maybe make use of. I need a 1. I guess that will work. Nice, we got the bleed. And bleed goes up over the course of playing as well. Alright, how are we going to do this? 3. Oh my goodness, we are not going to get any stars for this one. Which has me worried about the rest of this chapter. Can't do anything. At least he's still bleeding damage there. It's a lot of cards for him to use. Okay, I'm trying to break up some of these combos so he doesn't have access to them. Good. There's my lucky coming into play. Probably should have taken the item that lets me have an increased chance to bleed. Or bleed these guys out. Good hit. Yeah, I'm trying not to give him a lot. Oh, that actually gives me the win. I just need to survive 2 more turns. And there we go. We won the match, but not that well. But hopefully this has given you at least some ideas of how to play and to start approaching how you strategize doing Shadowhand. But I'm going to head back to the main menu, and we'll talk a little bit more about general strategies and wrap things up. Alright, to wrap up our little guide, even with everything that I showed, I didn't manage to beat the chapter on that part, and I could probably spend 20-30 minutes going through it again, but that's not the point of this video. For new players, it's very important to understand how to strategize around the solitaire gameplay and building your specific outfits and gear tailored to each fight. And one other very important tip that I found is that pure damage is often not the best way to go, because the higher defense values are, you're just going to lose more and more of that. So trying to get either a pierce, bleed, or poison is very much beneficial, and that's how I usually spec out my character. But with that said, thanks for watching this guide. If you have anything or any tips you want to add, be sure to leave a comment, or if you have questions for myself or for someone who is also an expert who may be watching. But thanks for tuning into this video. If you're new, be sure to like and subscribe. Check out my regular plays of Shadowhand here on the Game Wisdom YouTube channel. Well, otherwise, have a great rest of the night. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Check back around 10 Eastern for regular streaming. If you'd like to suggest games for me to cover or topics to talk about, let me know in the comments below. For a collection of my writings as well as weekly podcasts on design, check out game-wisdom.com. To support the Game Wisdom Patreon, you can find us on there on patreon.com/gwbicer. $1 will get you into our private Discord channel where we talk game topics and more. $5 will get you voting privileges for any major event, including the Saturday Night Grab Bag, Patreon-funded goals, and more. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoy more videos here on the Game Wisdom YouTube channel.